Exactly. Even right now, nothing's happening. There's nothing happening now. There's just talking happening. It seems to happen, but it's not happening. It's there's just this right now, and talking may seem to be happening. Asking a question may seem to be happening, but it's not actually happening. This is not happening. It's just here. And in the story that doesn't even happen, it may seem as if the story is going somewhere, but it's actually going nowhere, because it doesn't even happen. It's just this. It's just wholeness. It's just everything. So nothing is happening unless the thought says something is happening.
I know you've said that a bunch of times, and now it's really starting to penetrate. And when I've noticed myself, because in so many traditions that I've been involved in, it's you have to get rid of the ego, you have to get rid of this. And that's such a conditioning with me. So I really paid attention this week when I thought I have to get rid of something. I said, no, it doesn't exist. And that was very helpful. And I thought that's what I'm going to bring up with you tonight. So you've made it again very obvious that it's almost scary to say that nothing here exists.
Yeah. Even what seems to be you never happened, and it's not happening. There's only ever this.
That really touches my heart.
It's total freedom for nobody. So if there's no you, then there's no story. There's no story. So right now, there's just this, and no one is here to know, to listen to anything, and no one is talking about anything here. There's just wholeness. It's just everything. It's beautiful as it is. It doesn't have what seems to be happening right now. Doesn't have any intention. Doesn't have any expectation. There's no one here to be enlightened, to get any clarification. And there's no one here to teach about anything. Therefore, there can never be anyone who can be misled here. So there's no one to know anything. There's no one to get anything. There's no one to become anything here. There's only ever this. And this is not waiting. This doesn't have any expectation. This doesn't have any desire. And this doesn't mind itself. And this doesn't see the other. because it's just itself. It's not a human being. It's not. This is not a mother. This is not a daughter. This is not a sister or a brother. This is not a father. This is nothing that seems to appear as everything. It's not that it's everything. It seems to appear as everything. But it's still nothing. So nothing can be gotten here. Nothing can be received here. Nothing can be understood here, because there's only nothing. There's no one here to understand anything. And there's no one who's talking here on behalf of this, because all there is this.
But you said, if I just want to clarify, that all there is this wholeness, but appearances, it just can appear in wholeness, but it doesn't affect wholeness at all.
Yes.
Or it's going to appear in wholeness.
It appears, what seems to appear, it appears in wholeness as wholeness, because wholeness doesn't exclude anything. There is no one who's outside who can talk about wholeness, who can teach about wholeness. Yeah. What seems to be a journey, it can only be an imagination that seems to appear in this.
Yes.
It can only be this imagining itself to be something other than itself. So it dreams itself as somebody who's looking for itself. So a journey, what seems to be a journey or a process, is just a dream. Or what seems to be somebody who's looking for clarification is just a dream appearing in this. There's no one to receive any clarification. There's no one to know anything. There's no one to receive any information here. It's just what seems to be happening. And what seems to be happening has got nothing to do with the imaginary self. So there's no one to receive anything here. There's just this. And what seems to be a you is everything. It's just everything. When a question is being asked, it's just everything asking a question. When an answer is being received, it's just everything. When an answer is given, it's just everything giving an answer. So there is no separation here. There is already no individual here. There are no individuals. Yeah, that's just what seems to be happening. There's already nobody to get somebody any closer to anything. There's just this. And here, there's just everything. And there's no you to be one with this already. And there's no one who's helping you right now. There's only ever this. And this is what seems to be happening. It's not personal. It's not happening to somebody. It's not happening for somebody. It's just what seems to be happening. And there's already nothing here. There's nothing talking and nothing listening. So nothing will ever happen. So you're already nothing. You are not an imaginary self. You're not a person. You've never been a human being. That's only in the imagination that seems to appear in this and disappear. So at times I may say, stop imagining and just be. Because this somehow gets lost in its own imagination.
Yeah.
This dreams itself as somebody and gets lost in that.
Yes.
But when there's that recognition that what seems to be a separate person is just an imagination, it is seen clearly that there's only ever this. There's never been an individual. There's never been anybody who's separate. This was just a dream appearing in this. It wasn't any separate individual dreaming. It was just everything dreaming itself to be different individuals, to be an individual. An individual, or what seems to be a separate person, can never dream of being separate. It can only be wholeness dreaming itself to be separate. Because what seems to be a separate person is just an imagination. It doesn't actually exist. So it's just wholeness that seems to appear as everything. So there's no separate person who's doing anything. It's just wholeness who does everything, that is doing everything. Wholeness asking a question, wholeness giving an answer, wholeness appearing to receive clarification from itself. It's beautiful. There's nothing wrong or right with it. Yes. Just the way it is. Nothing needs to be changed. And there's no one who's outside of this who can try to change it. It can only be this. There is always that sense of okayness with everything. And it's always here. And that's not to say it's not there. It's already there. Somehow, it appears that the mind at times may try to, what seems to be the mind, of course it's an imagination, may try to like cover it, but it's just a dream appearing in this. It's just a dream. But I'm the same as you are. There's no difference. I'm not greater than you are. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what's happening there. May seem as if like thoughts are there, like trying to cover. But it's just an imagination. It's just a dream that seems to appear. But really, as I always say, this doesn't see the other, it sees itself.
It sees itself all the time, huh?
All the time, even right now. It's It's just talking to itself, just reminding itself that it has never left home. It's always home. You can be there at work doing like maybe activities happening, but that recognition, it's not that it's lost somewhere. It just disappears. It's always there. It's always there. You're always nothing. Even during the time you're busy with different activities. But you are always nothing. Because if it's seen that there's just activities going on, there must be that place that is always quiet all the time. Then I may say that at times the attention may seem to engage with activities, but it is always seen that if the activities are going on, there must be that place that it's just quiet. It's not doing anything. Yeah, what seems to be everything is just wholeness appearing. So there isn't any real separate you who's doing anything or who needs to change how he or she approaches life. There's no one here. It's just wholeness appearing as that.
Yes.
It's just wholeness appearing as a you. So there's no you already. So everything is beautiful just the way it is. Just let things be as they are. Don't suppress, don't just... And right now, the separate, what seems to be a separate you is imaginary. It cannot be found. When it is looked for, it cannot be found. So, which means it's not there. It's not even there. So how can it do anything? How can it judge? How can it be said? Because it's not even there. There's nobody there. So it can never do anything. It can never be taught. It can never be misled. It cannot understand anything because it doesn't actually exist. It's just wholeness appearing as that. So there's no real separate person to know anything and understand anything. Or there's no separate person who's ever done anything. Let's judge somebody. There's nothing as such. It's just an imagination. It's just an appearance. The imagination seems to appear in wholeness, or the appearance, you can say the appearance.
Okay.
But no one is imagining anything, and it appears to no one. It's just what seems to be appearing and disappearing.
What seems to be appearing and disappearing, but nothing is really happening.
Exactly. Nothing is happening. And nobody's doing anything here. There's no session here. There's no meeting here. All expressions are beautiful just the way they are. Because it's not that there are different expressions, it's just this wholeness expressing itself. There's no separation. There's no me and you and them. There's just this. all animals, trees, stones, anything that seems to be appearing. It's just wholeness appearing as that. There isn't any separation. Everything is already nameless. Yeah, there's already no one to be helped.
Oh.
Already.
Oh, that's good.
In the same way, there is no clock, there are no trees, there are no animals, there are no human beings. It's just this. So what was said just now, it was just wholeness, imagining itself to be Alice, who's the mother, saying, oh, maybe that can be helpful.
Right.
So that's why I always say that's everything asking the question. You are everything. There can never be a separate you who's talking. Okay? It can only be wholeness talking.
Yes.
Yes. That's wholeness, thinking, talking, laughing. Go to that seeing, if I may say. Go to that seeing. And just look there. Forget about the body. Go to that seeing. Just look. Can you find anyone there? So, the one who's going, can that one be found?
No.
And who's making the discovery?
No one.
Exactly. There's nothing here. As I always say that the character, what seems to be the character, is already wholeness. So at times it may be playful, because nothing is taken seriously. It's just wholeness here. There's nothing else. So character is playful.
It's playful, yes.
And all questions or thoughts that seem to arise in this have got no one behind them. They're just questions arising.
They've got no one behind it.
Exactly. It's not you who's asking, it's not you as an individual who's asking a question. It's just wholeness. So wholeness is nothing. So there's no one there. The space that is around you, or should I say around the body,
Yes.
it's your own self. It's just yourself. And that space, spaciousness goes even further beyond the walls. It's not limited by the walls, or it's not limited by the body. It goes even beyond the whole world. Or should I say, every planet, or what seems to be planets, is within you. Yourself is everywhere. It's not an individual. Every planet, every so-called galaxy, universe is within you. You are everything. You have never been somebody in the body. There's an imagination. You don't have a position. There's no center already. What seems to be the center is an imagination. It's a thought that says I'm here. It's a thought that says I'm the body. It's a thought that says I'm not getting it. I'm not yet there. It's just a thought. It's just an imagination. Yes. There's just wholeness.
Just wholeness, no matter what.
It's just everything. There's no somebody. There's no one separate here. It's just everything. All those sensations, or should I say maybe what seems to be a contraction. It's just an imagination. So when I say you, I'm not referring to the body. I'm not referring to an individual. I'm referring to everything, because there's only everything. You are the whole world, the whole universe, and beyond. You are everything, and yet nothing. You can never be found. You can never be held in view. You can never be lost. What you are is just aliveness, spaciousness that is beautiful. It doesn't have any intention to do anything. It doesn't have any expectation. It's not looking for a way out. It doesn't want any enlightenment. It's not looking for any enlightenment. It's just here. It doesn't mind what's happening, because what seems to be happening is just it's expressing itself. It's appearing as a duck. It's appearing as a lion. It's appearing as all trees, all animals. It's appearing as all human beings, but itself is not a human being. It's not any animal. It's not a tree. It's just everything. Yet it's nothing. Can never be known. Can never be understood, because there's no one outside who can know and understand it. It's just itself. So no one can teach about this. no one can talk about this. So no one can understand this. No one can get this. Because all there is this. I cannot judge myself. Cannot judge myself. Because there's nothing wrong or right with anything. It's just what seems to be happening. I cannot judge you because I don't see you as separate from what I am. When I see you, I see myself. Or should I say, I see everything. Everything. Asking a question, feeling peace, feeling love, laughing, smiling, wondering. That's everything. That's wholeness. Who do you refer to yourself as? Who are you? Can you be found? Can the victim be found? Can the one who's going through trauma, childhood trauma, can that one be found? Is that one here? Can that one be held in view? If that one can be found, then who is making the discovery? Can even the finder be found? If I say there is no one here, there's nothing here, am I talking to somebody who's listening? When you engage with thoughts are always in the past.
Yes.
And they don't even exist.